A couple of days ago, my family and I decided that our puppy Oliver was old enough to begin sleeping outside of his crate. So, we purchased a really fancy bed for him made by the mattress company Casper. It costed us $250 in total and arrived shortly after it was ordered. We then built it, and he seemed to love it, or at least until we began to disassemble his old cage, in which he had resided ever since he was a little pup. As soon as we began disassembling the cage, he began panting rapidly and yawning repeatedly, both signs of stress on dogs. At first, I thought it was funny that he got so stressed about it. He wasn't aware that we were taking the cage down to replace it with a much nicer, softer, and bigger bed, and he didn't understand that from now on, he would be free at all times. No more locking him inside the cage overnight. He was so focused on keeping his current level of comfort without realizing that leaving this old one, which was the only he had ever known, would mean more freedom and enjoyment for him. But the more I thought about it, the more it felt like I was thinking of myself. This cage of his wasn't so different from my own comfort zone. He had a cage, and I, a room full of video games and a minimum wage job to pay for them. I dove deeper in thought and caught myself feeling afraid of seeking higher education or not playing video games for days in order to put myself out there and make more higher quality videos. I realized that I'm afraid to fail, to be rejected, to embarrass myself, to suffer. But I know well that suffering is what makes heroes. It's what gives human life meaning. Those who can't bear suffering never go anywhere in life. Studying is boring. Working out, painful and tiresome. Creating content, embarrassing and difficult. Waking up early, tough. Learning, frustrating. Working hard and saving up, discouraging and time-consuming. Starting a business, risky and stressful. And so on. Almost any worthwhile endeavor requires a certain level of suffering. That's why most of us never reach excellence. Because we don't want to suffer. We are hardwired not to want to suffer. Our brains prioritize short-term rewards over long-term fulfillment. Because that's what helped us survive in an ancient, scarce, and dangerous world, from where the human race emerged thousands of years ago. But nowadays, in a modern, more plentiful world, this trait makes it difficult to achieve anything of significance. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized how this reluctance to be uncomfortable and to suffer, even if just a little, was responsible for most, if not all, of my previous mistakes, as well as my biggest flaws. I can't stand the thought of spending a tough day of work without taking at least 3 hours for video games or entertainment. I can't stand to deny myself of my desires to indulge in pornography. I can't bear the idea of asking a girl out and being rejected. I can't get myself to film videos out of fear of being judged for my looks or accent or humor or anything else. My mind is weak. Truly weak. So the first step towards going from zero to hero is most definitely learning to bear suffering, strengthening my mind, disassembling my comfortable but limiting cage.